Have you ever felt like something really strange started happening just before something big was about to happen? As if the sky had closed, people changed out of nowhere. Your mind was filled with energy, and everything started going wrong all of a sudden. Some people think this is a coincidence, but it's not. This is spiritual. This is a sign. And it happens to many people who are about to experience a blessing that has already been released in heaven, but who are facing the final test on earth. This is when the enemy knows he can't stop it, so he tries to delay it. This is when God is testing your position, your faith, your steadfastness. And most people don't realize this. They give up, blame themselves, back down, just when they were one step away from seeing everything change. So, if you're feeling like your life has become an unexplained chaos, pay attention. There's a sign there, a sign that reveals that the blessing is closer than it seems. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next words. And comment below if you feel like this is happening to you. Maybe this word is the sign that will transform your life. It's as if your soul collapses. Without warning, without logical reason, without clear explanation. You wake up, and it feels like the ground has disappeared. Things that used to give you security start to crumble. Places that were a refuge now tighten your chest. What was once stable becomes unstable. Out of nowhere. It's not burnout. It's not just tiredness. It's not a bad phase. It's a deep spiritual destabilization. As if the world around you no longer keeps up with what God is about to do inside you. Because when a great blessing is about to arrive, it's common for everything around you to start to seem too small. People get upset. Relationships break down. Doors close. Because the old environment can no longer accommodate the new season. The soul feels this before the mind understands. That's why this anguish, this feeling of being in a strange land, even within your own home, is more common than you might think. Comment here if you feel like your soul has entered this place and nothing else seems to fit. There comes a time when God is silent, and it's not because He has moved away, it's because He has already spoken. He has already released, and now He waits. He waits for your posture. He waits for your trust. He waits for your obedience even without a sign. But this silence hurts, because it feels like abandonment. It feels like punishment. We pray, and nothing. We ask for direction, and heaven goes silent. Our hearts despair, thinking that something went wrong, that the promise was canceled, that the blessing was lost. But it wasn't. It's just that some answers don't come through sound. They come through resistance. They come through the way you hold firm, even without listening. Because heaven doesn't go silent for no reason. God doesn't keep quiet out of carelessness. It's a test, and almost always, this silence comes just before the answer manifests itself, as if heaven holds its breath while watching you. And those who don't understand this process freak out. They abandon everything at the most decisive moment. Comment here if you are going through this silence and feel that it's now or never for your faith to remain standing. There are times when you start to be attacked by things that you thought you had already overcome. Old thoughts come back. Desires that you prayed would be eradicated reappear. Addictions, behaviors, and patterns that were dormant start to surround you again. And you feel weak, guilty, and confused. You think you are regressing, that something is wrong with your faith. But that is not the case. It is just that when the blessing is about to be released, the enemy tries to make you retreat. He knows that he cannot stop what God has planned, but he can try to take you out of the right position to receive it. That is why he uses precisely what you have already overcome, because he knows where to move. He knows what will knock you down. It is a last attack before the door opens, a test to see if you still fall into the same traps. And if you are not vigilant, you may lose what was just a step away from reaching. Comment here if you have felt this internal war returning, and it seems like the mistakes of the past want to pull you back in. There is a type of separation that hurts differently. It is when people you trusted start to change without explanation. Their look becomes strange, their tone of voice changes, their presence grows cold. People who surrounded you start to distance themselves. And the worst part is that you feel like you did nothing to make this happen. But in the spiritual world, this type of movement is common when something big is about to be released. There are blessings that require separation. There are promises that are not born surrounded by those who will not understand the new time. And sometimes, God allows certain bonds to be broken because He knows they would be anchors in the place He wants to take you. But it is painful, because it feels like rejection. It feels like betrayal. And all of this happens at a time when you needed support the most. But heaven knows what it does. And each person who moves away reveals what no longer fits into the new cycle. Comment here if you have been experiencing this strange separation and feel that God is separating you for something greater. Sometimes, at the exact moment when the blessing is about to be released, a heavy thought arises. I don't deserve it. It's not just insecurity, it's accusation. It's as if something inside you is screaming that you're not worthy, that God may even fulfill what He promised, but not for you. And this comes on strong. It's loaded with guilt, memories, old mistakes. It's an internal voice that tries to convince you that your past nullifies your future. And many people believe it. They lower their heads, they walk away. They back away from the promise because they feel dirty, flawed, too broken to receive something so great. But the enemy knows that if he can't stop it, he'll try to convince you that you're not ready. Because blessings aren't lost just by external attacks. They're also lost by self-sabotage. And this happens precisely when heaven has already decided to honor you. Comment here if you've been feeling this weight of unworthiness trying to paralyze you right now when it seems like something good is about to happen. If all this has been happening to you, it is not bad luck. It is not a coincidence. It is not a punishment. It is heaven moving silently. It is the spiritual world adjusting itself. It is God taking away what needs to go out to free what is ready to come in. Discomfort is not the end. It is a sign of birth. Disruption is not defeat. It is a sign of transition. An attack is not defeat. It is evidence that something precious is coming. God would never allow so much shaking if He were not preparing something solid. He would not take away so much if He were not going to put something eternal in its place. Believe me, you are not being dismantled to be left like this. You are being rebuilt from the inside to withstand what is coming from the outside. The blessing has not been delayed. It is at the exact time, and you are closer than you think. Like this video and subscribe to the channel because in the next one, we will talk about the signs that reveal when God is going to act suddenly and unexpectedly. You need to be ready. You cannot miss it. It is coming.